There is no AJ, only
God.
Iron Guard.
Sweet. I mean, I wasn't interested in playing with AJ, but I'll fucking play with Iron Guard all day. You may
Also,
want to change your name
Smash
back.
Drums and Pirates VR Jolly Roger. Maybe I'll legally change my name to Jolly Roger. How about that? Nobody would make fun of me. They'd be like, I don't want to mess with this dude. He sounds like a dangerous pirate.
He's so jolly. Wow. Hey, so I was at my parents' house this weekend, and I think they just do it to be silly. But my dad put it on GamesCast Live, and it was our Back from PAX episode. And it was like, and it was this right here, right? It was the beginning of the episode where we're just staring at the thumbnail, we're talking, and
Uh-oh.
and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? I hate watching stuff that I've made, or I hate hearing my voice, all that kind of stuff. And so I generally just don't watch stuff that I've done on the channel. But then I was like, I kind of sort of paid attention to it for the first time, and I was like, why does anybody watch this? Anybody tuning in is like, do they just talk over a thumbnail for 2.5 hours? Like, what is this show? So to everyone who sticks around, to the 4,000 or so viewers of each episode, way to go. I don't. You're of a different breed, I think.
I honestly, I come here for the intro. That's it. That's all I care about.
That's it.
Because that's the only part of the show where I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, AJ. Well, you may leave now because we're going to start the show.
All right, bye.
Bye. This is PSVR Gamescast Live. We film live every single Monjay, Wednesday, and 2 Wise Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. But we also care about those lovely earballs of yours. And that's why we put sound into them through MP3 format. Guys, go check this thing out. It's on podcast services of your choice. If it's not there, my fault. If there's too many ads in the video, my fault. You know who to come to? Fucking anyone else, because I don't want to hear it. It's just... No, I'm kidding. People have been very fucking cool about all of it. It's so easy to screw things up. If you don't wait for the live stream to be done processing and then, like, you're there right away, your live stream could just be inundated with YouTube ads. Like, you get them like every 4 minutes or something like that. And it's impossible to watch. So thank you guys for being patient. Always let me know if there's a problem. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here with that Parole. On this gentleman over here to my left, your right, it's AJ. Ooh. I got an accidental underarm sniff. I'm smelling good today, AJ. It's AJ from the Underground PSVR underarm.
I don't believe you. What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? And yeah, man, no, I got to reiterate that. Big shout out to everybody who corrects me in the comments. I read and listen to everything you have to say and everything you correct me. I take it to heart and make sure, I just want you to know that I care a lot when you correct me in the comments, and I really care.
I've never heard a more sarcastic statement in my entire life. You're the worst liar.
And I know that Mondays usually suck, but we are here, Brian, to ensure their Monday sucks.
Oh,
and your Monday sucks. Just a little bit less.
I like when there's a lot of sucking in my Mondays, and I feel like you take that away from me. Our Monday's always better with a little bit of sucking, AJ. No response. Asian Panda with a $5 tip says, oh my God, dude, my eyes are going. Why can't I read this? This is not a small font on my screen. I just want to show my support. I'm glad I'm able to make a live stream before the gym. I'm not going to say anything about the gym because
nice. Get those gains.
I talk about
or lose
too much.
Or those losses, depending on what your goal is.
We said this on Wednesday's show. You can go to the gym all day, every day. You're not going to lose weight. It's all about diet. And so
it's both.
Wait, what? I mean, listen,
it's
I know
both.
It's like
that's
calories
really
in versus calories out, but you do, like, you can spend an hour on the treadmill and burn like 700 calories. Do you know how much food it is? Like 700 calories isn't that much, right? If you sit down and have a couple slices of pizza, like you were way over that, right? You have to spend like all day on the treadmill to start actually losing weight at the gym. It's all about diet. As somebody who lost 62 pounds in the last year,
You go to the gym every day.
yeah, but I didn't. But I.
If you take that out, you wouldn't have lost 60 pounds. I can tell you right now. Or
100% disagree.
You would be 60 pounds lighter, but you'd be like so weak. You'd be like, I can't open the bathroom door.
This is the weirdest conversation. No, it is. I would have lost more weight if it wasn't for the gym, because when you're at the gym and you're lifting, you're gaining muscle mass, right? And so if it was just the diet, I would have been losing way more. And so that's all it is.
I mean, we are the last people you should be taking fitness
This is true.
advice from.
This is true. If anyone in the chat has better advice than us, we'll definitely listen to you.
I bet at least 50% of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're all 6'2" and buff, and all of them are beautiful people, unlike us, ugly freaks.
Is that what you took away from PAX? Is that all of our viewers are beautiful, 6'2"?
They're all 6'2". Well, the men are. They're all 6'2", tall, dark, and handsome. Luscious locks of hair, no gray anywhere. Perfect skin.
Did we go to the same PAX? Like, no offense to anybody we met, but who are you describing? I mean, me?
That Master Chief cosplayer. That's who I was describing.
Okay. Steve Ieri in the chat debunks everything I say. He says, you do lose weight faster by going to the gym. Yes, faster. But as long as you're not working out at the gym. All right. Blue Jew, the underarm. Wow, you changed that really fast. Blue Jew, wow. Oh, please don't let this be a thing. Yeah, Blue Jew, the underarm game cat. I feel like I need to make an inhalation sound after that. The underarm game cat with the $5 tip says, I hope everyone's Monday sucks just a little bit less. What is with the removal of sucking on Mondays? I think we all need a little bit more sucking on our Mondays to make them suck a little bit less.
You're not going to win this battle, Brian.
Listen,
Give it up.
I've started 3 battles since the show began. I think I'm losing all 3 of them.
On a side note, I'm super proud today because I have converted Jew to the metal. Yes. She texted me and she was like, do you have any she's like, I'm really in a metal mood. And I was like, oh. She's like, do you have any recommendations? I was like, I have 20, and I got her onto. I'm just gonna name a few. Gojira. Okay, if you want to be converted to awesomeness and metal, listen to Gojira. Start with their newest album and work your way back. It'll just get better. Whitechapel Kin is the album, is really good. If you want some face melting bass, then check out Job for a Cowboy, Moon Healer, that album. As a fellow bassist, I highly recommend that. And then lastly, one of my most proudest finds, shout out to Metal Gear Solid Fritz and the Netherlands. They're called Shilmagognar. and listen to the album Transients. Shilmagognar. My favorite metal find possibly ever.
I'm trying desperately not to laugh at Shilmagognar.
Shilmagognar. Try to spell it.
It just rolls off the tongue. Wow. It sounds
I'll give you a hint. The H is silent.
Which one? The one at the beginning or the end?
The later one.
Shilmagognar sounds like a bass guitar falling down the stairs. Shilmagognar. I don't know why. That's what I'm picturing.
I love it.
Oh, wow. Okay, this has been an interesting episode already. I think we should just call it quits right here.
Awesome Tatum says, bless you, by the way.
Wow.
Shilmagognar.
And then if you need some emo recommendations, come to me.
Ew.
Part of the after show. Special after show. Yep. Yeah, dude, I'd love metal if it wasn't for metal fans. Just kidding. Bro, I was trolling the Discord hard last night. Now I feel like I'm just trolling this Gamescast already. This is just what I do now.
Oh yeah, she calls it M Night Shyamalan.
I was reading the comment as you said it. It made it so much better.
That
Asian
is
Panda 510X with the $2 tip says, I go to the gym to be faster than the next person. Well, I wish I was there with you, Asian Panda, but I'll tell you that every next person at the gym is much faster than I am. I can't, man, I'm so slow. I'm so slow in my old age, but getting there.
My thing has been hiking lately. I love hiking, and I love hiking next to water. And I found out that there's a new spot I went to yesterday. Did a 5-mile hike. Thank you. Don't stand up and applaud. Thank you. No, it's okay. Really, sit down.
I'm sorry for walking through the woods for a few miles. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Full
Hold on.
disclosure.
You gotta wait for the standing ovation to end here, AJ. Wow.
Full disclosure. I just got lost trying to find a Panda Express. No, but
Maybe
this
Asian
turns out
Panda can help you.
turns out that this river has river otters. So now I'm like, okay. Now, if I didn't have enough motivation already, which is just to try and be healthier, get in better shape.
Yeah.
Now I have river otters motivating me, and I cannot be stopped. Nothing will stop this until I find some river otters, possibly try to adopt one. Okay, I shouldn't do that. But
What happens? Yeah, do you take it home and put it in your bathtub, or do you just adopt it and come visit it all the time?
there's like a pond nearby. Just put it
Okay.
in there.
I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to do with you. Old Dar says AJ's out looking for mushrooms. That
I
might
wish.
be me.
I had friends do that in high school. I was like, no, I'm good. Thanks
Mushrooms?
for the invite.
Mushrooms?
Go picking mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that could be dangerous. Way more dangerous than
Yeah.
visiting your
Yeah,
drug
yeah.
dealer
They
at 1
were
a.m.
like, you want one? I was like, no, no, thanks.
Right. Living
I've
Legend.
played enough Mario games to know that there are bad mushrooms too.
Yeah, the purple ones from the lost levels.
Yeah.
Living Legend with the Canadian $5 says, Sup, Game Cats. Do you know if Midnight Walk received a third patch on PS5 to further improve the resolution on PlayStation VR 2? Steam VR looks crisp, but has stutters. Yeah, it has not gotten a new patch.
No, but it's posted this week, right?
So here's the funny thing. I put out PSVR this week, and in that mixed news article that I quoted said it, and after I had published the video, I went back and clicked on the AMA that Fast Travel or Moonhood had done, and I didn't see anywhere where they said it was going to be out that fast. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I maybe I missed the response or something, but
Which is honestly my original assumption, because this stuff doesn't just happen like overnight. Like this takes a lot of work to fix these things. I mean, what was it? Hellsweeper took like 6-7 months, depending on to the extent that they enhance it. But to be honest with you, I'd be kind of I wouldn't be pissed if it came out this week. I'd be really happy actually, but I'd be a little upset. Like, why did this happen a week later or 2 weeks later?
Yep.
It's like, why wasn't this just there at launch like it should have been? And so, like, I'd be happier to get it sooner than later. But at the same time, there is a part of my brain that would be like, why wasn't this there already? Like, that's
Agreed.
stupid that was this easy or this quick. You could have it.
Right. Agreed. It seemed like a massive oversight. So yeah, I don't know. It does seem like something that would have to take a little bit longer. But every so often, I mean, I know it's a completely different situation, but there are games like Corridor VR, right? That pretty simple looking. You know the game I'm talking about? The puzzle game with the mirror.
Heard of it?
Okay. Well, anyway,
I've
Corridor VR was running at 120 reprojected, and then everyone complained about the stutter and about the reprojection, and he was like, "Oh, okay." And then like 2 days later, he was like, "Okay, I just made it 120 native." And I was like, "Oh,
like,
well done." Okay.
Yeah, like, see, it's like, come on,
Right.
like,
Much
it's cool to
difference.
get it sooner, but
Yeah, much different situation. Obviously, Corridor VR is a simple looking game and like didn't press the PS5 at all graphically. So, I don't know.
That being said, the Midnight Walk, like there's a lot of games that get updates, and sometimes most of the time I jump back in. The Midnight Walk is like one that I'm like really, really looking forward to getting that update, and I will absolutely replay that again. Because I just love that game so much, and I want to play it on my PS5 in like the best version possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I got a Pro. What's this thing even sitting on the shelf for? $700 to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro to get, 0.2x better super sampling and subside. Like, no, I mean, listen, there's a lot of good reasons to have a Pro, but it's just really strange that it seems like no initiative from Sony to convince developers to take advantage of the Pro. I think when the PS4 Pro first launched, didn't Sony say, oh, like every game is going to be forced to have a Pro version or something like that? They didn't follow through on that, but they were at least pushing developers to be like, take advantage of the better hardware. And I haven't heard anything like that for the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, I don't know. I do see games like one after the other where it's like making it more and more tempting. I'm trying to think of what that last one that I
Resist
saw
with
was.
120 hertz native.
I hear a lot of people talking about how great that is, but no, there was something else that either said it was planning on pro support or something like that. And I was like, you see, like this is starting to add up now to where it's getting a little bit more tempting, but still not there yet. Because again, everything looks great on the PS5. So it's like there's not a huge incentive. It's just like, it already looks great. Do you just want it to look even better, like slightly? And it's like, yeah, I do, but not for $700.
Right. That would be like spending $3,500 on a graphics card.
Yeah.
Aceville with the level 1 membership says Mutant Boxing is my current workout go-to. No joke. Dude, I've said it before on Gamescast Live. Mutant Boxing League is shockingly one of the best fitness games, one of the best boxing games on PSVR2, if not the best. I like it. I think Rypop had said it out Knockout League's Knockout League, and I agree with that. It definitely has the same feeling as Knockout League, but you have more control. It's less punch out and more actual boxing. And yeah, it just looks good and feels good. And I think it actually plays better than Creed, Rise to Glory. Yeah. Creed is a great game. I think this is a better boxing game.
I need to check this one out. Actually, I should pick it up really, really soon. This is definitely one, ever since it got the price drop and I keep hearing, how good it is. This is definitely one that just like completely flew under the radar. Cause usually we get stuff like this and, flashbacks to, what was it? Apocalypse Boxing. What was it? I don't remember.
Oh my God. Yeah. Boxing Apocalypse, maybe.
Boxing Apocalypse, something. Gosh, yeah. Like flashbacks to that. I'm like, I have like my shovelware radar it goes off. But yeah, this is one that I actually would really, I might actually pick it up soon. Thanks for the reminder, Aceville, and check this out. Cause yeah, everything that you described sounds wonderful about it. And, speaking of price changes, Brian, seems like, we had the big 3 released last week. Oh my goodness. But some of that thunder seems like it was stolen a little bit by Alien Rogue Incursion going on sale for $20. And I feel like it stole some of the thunder. Yeah, Alien Rogue Incursion is currently $20 right now. And it seems like a lot of people they were ready to buy all these other games, and then that happens. They're like, wait, nope, I got to go pick this up. It's been awesome seeing the reaction on that. And yeah, I'm so happy people are finally starting to come around on this game a little bit and check it out. And, now it's fully updated and everything and super cheap. And that is just, that is an awesome price for that game, I will admit. And yeah, I loved it at launch, but now it seems like it's even better.
Yeah, no excuse to not pick it up now, unless you don't like aliens.
Horror, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's is it? Do you think it's horror? Do you think it's scary?
Yeah, it was pretty tense. It's pretty scary, especially now after the update. Like you don't know, like it's definitely scary. It scared me a few times for sure.
Good. I guess
it's more action. It's more action, but
of course.
But it has its moments. that are very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I guess it's just by the nature of the xenomorphs themselves, right? Because they tend to drop in from the ceiling or come through vents when you least expect them, and not being able to focus on any puzzle that you're doing because you're hearing the rattling in the vents. I guess that tension is always there. So yeah, I'll give you horror.
Also,
For sure.
xenomorphs are like one of my childhood nightmares. Like I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not. I know I'm not the only one that was like traumatized by Predator and Aliens growing up, which is why we have ironically such a fondness for them. But yeah, like that shit's scary. Like
That was my Nightmare on Elm Street game. God damn it! I need some Freddy Krueger scares in my life. I'm just saying. Man, hey, listen. One of the things you and I talked about last Monday, was obviously everything at PAX. I promise you, the PAX video is still coming. It's a lot. And, but the game that we kind of like went on and on about and put in PSVR this week and talked to Anchar Studios about was Detached. And we're desperate. This I feel like this is our first real big push to convince a VR studio to bring their PSVR 1 game to PSVR 2. We've gotten a lot of them. We've put them in PSVR this week before. We've definitely done polls on other games before. And but I'll tell you, I feel like we're making some good progress here on Detached, and I'll tell you why. I had put out a Twitter poll, and like it did okay, right? But I definitely see that Twitter is flailing, and we're not getting the same kind of engagement we used to because I'm not a blue check mark over there, and so I said, well, you know what? I think we get better engagement over on our own YouTube channel. And so what I did was I also put up the poll about Detached right here on the community or the post section, the community post section of the YouTube channel, which I don't use terribly often. I generally use it just to let you guys know when I have to cancel GAMESCAST. But whereas here it is right here. And if you haven't voted, make sure you go. You just go to the YouTube channel and then click over to this tab, and you'll find it. And so I asked, this was 1 day ago. So, we're getting close to 2 days. So almost 2 days ago, I said, would you buy Detached if it came to PSVR 2? Whereas we only got 400 votes on Twitter over the course of a week, we got 1,200 votes on YouTube over the course of less than 2 days. And an overwhelming majority says yes. 17% said no, we're good. But 38% of you said yes, we will absolutely buy Detached if it comes to PSVR 2. Another 38% of you said only if it runs at 90 hertz native and supports all PSVR 2 features, which we assume it will. And then 7% of you said you wouldn't buy it again, but you would pay a $10 upgrade fee. And I forget, AJ, Detached was like $20, $25, something like that. And so I feel like this is something the developers could look into and be like, oh, yeah, we're still getting their money to make it worthwhile. And so that is, I can't do math, 76%, is that correct? People who say that they will, that they definitely will buy it as long as it supports all the features. And then another 7%, so that brings us up to 83%. So almost 83% of people said that they would actually give Anchar some money if they brought it. Dude, 1,200 votes so far in 2 days. This is where we're going to do the polls from now on. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a way better place to do it. Then we get to keep it all on YouTube, and we can make sure that I know there's a lot of people out there who don't want to use Twitter. I understand. And so this is one more reason not to use it. And then we can keep everybody right here on YouTube where you already are. So make sure you vote in this.
I have to fight that algorithm every now and again on X, and it drives me nuts. I'm just like, not interested. It's like this endless barrage of bullshit, and it pissed me off so much. But I'm happy to report that it does work if you just say like not interested, and or like don't recommend this. Like it does eventually go away for a little bit, and now all I have is PSVR news and dogs and cats. and
oh man, I can't seem to get Nazis off my timeline. I'm so happy for you.
You just have to say not interested, and then whatever.
I'm a sucker. I engage in the wrong shit.
Yeah, I know. Because I was really pissed off yesterday because I was like looking, I was like, I want to see some news, and it was literally just all like political stuff, and I was like, oh my fucking god, like what do I got to do to get away from this? Like this is not why I'm here. So yeah, thank you to everybody who still supports us on X and follows us despite all that crap. But yeah, man, that's great job. That is awesome. That is a huge difference. Next to Borderlands, I've got one on X, actually, a little conversation trying to get Randy's attention about Borderlands, and that's just one that, like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I have the ability to play like Borderlands 3 with UEVR on my PC, but that's not exactly what I'm trying to do here, and like I'm like, I want to bring these into actual, like, I don't know, like, make this more accessible to a wider amount of people than those that have a $3,000 PC or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And so while I do have this option and I could just go and play this, I do think that there is a I am starting to agree with you that there could be a negative impact, or at least I think it's worth fighting for, trying to get these games over to like PlayStation and even Meta and standalone Steam as official products, because that's what's going to actually grow the VR market. I do think there is while it is awesome that we do have this as an option to like do mods or whatever if we're desperate. It's like, no matter what, we have a way to do this. I still really believe in like fighting for like growing this player base and user base enough to where developers can actually like afford to make their like VR modes for their games. This is the way. This is the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it took us 2 years, I feel like, to get to this place in PSVR2's history where we had to overcome a lot of negative press for the longest time. Reports that Sony was shutting down production of the headsets, reports that there were no games on the headset, and whatever it was, just like people, overblowing things like The Wire or needing a PlayStation 5. It's like, yeah. It's all good, man.
I still see people online too that are like talking about like which one, like Quest or PSVR for PC, and like I cannot, like, I get some reasons why people say it, but holy crap, like it still blows my mind that just the stark difference between like people's preferences and stuff, because I'm like, wow, okay, you don't have Fresnel lenses, but everything looks like shit compared to PSVR 2, and I'm just like mind blown. Anyways, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just, like I'm saying, like we've overcome a lot of obstacles in the course of the last 2 years. We've gotten to a place where it seems like most developers are supporting PSVR 2 and saying, oh yeah, we definitely want to get our game over there as soon as possible. Just trying to find the time, this, that, whatever. And of course, the reports that we constantly give you about games selling better on PSVR 2 than on Quest, that has supposedly a user base of, Jesus, like 10 times as many headsets, or Steam VR, where you can use whatever headset you want. So I think the press is really good right now, and I think the narrative is really good. And so I feel like it took us 2 years to get here, but we're finally making some, we're finally making some progress. And so this is not the time to let your foot off the gas. Like, we definitely want to be pushing, as we're trying to get in the air as many developers as we can. And so that's why, guys, like, make sure you watch PSVR this week, and then make sure you vote in all these polls. We're going to do one of these every single week, and then make sure that we get these studios' attention. And, like, we still got a ways to go on this poll on the YouTube channel, but you better believe that I'm going to be having a conversation with Anshar, especially when we have like 5,000 votes in this poll, right? And say, listen, this is a good sample size. Take a look. And if by the end of the year, we, us as a community, along with me and AJ and Miles and Wes, we can all, if we can get another 10 games of the 52 that we cover over the course of the next year on the PSVR 2. I mean, what a massive success that is, right? Just by showing them the numbers and saying there's interest out there. So, like, I don't know, man, I'm really happy. I'm really excited for the future. And I think we're 2 years in, we're just getting off the ground. And, you could be like, well, that's way too far into the life cycle of something. I don't think so, right? We've talked about this before, how I think when PlayStation 6 comes out, you're just going to be able to plug your PSVR 2 right into it and play all of your PSVR 2 games. So I think we're really just getting started.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good place, especially from where the launch was. But yeah, there's a lot more to go, and this is like there's not one person that can make a difference here. It's going to take like a total community effort and a bigger community effort than what it currently is to actually make a change. Like anybody out there, any influencer or any one person that thinks that they have done like, saved VR by themselves or whatever, they're full of shit. They're just basically feeding their ego. It literally takes it takes not only everybody that we currently have, but it's going to take a lot more. And it's a, there may be people that initiate things, but it's like everybody plays a role here, and you got to do your part and be vocal and support these tweets and stuff. I know not everybody wants to, but that's what it's going to take to keep this thing alive and growing.
Oh yeah.
And that is my preach for the day.
AJ, what have you been playing on PSVR 2?
Oh my goodness. Man, all this weekend I played the big three. I was playing the big three all weekend. I finished Pirates first and foremost. Ooh. I actually restarted from the beginning on Friday. And I beat it in about 2.5 hours. Maybe it's because I replayed the first section a couple times, but
that's what happened to me. I'd stumbled around the first section for like an hour when I first got in there, and there's like some puzzle solving. I mean, it's minor puzzle solving, but you got to figure out what to do in order to progress. And yeah, so when I went back to play, I started over from scratch because they had patched the graphics. I wanted to take all this in from the beginning. So when I went back, it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I'd already figured out all the beginning stuff, so I know exactly what to do. So yeah, about 3 hours from me, I think.
But I really enjoyed it, and I was for a lot of it, I was going way higher than just a 7. Like I didn't really like go into the 8s or anything, but I was like, man, this is like I think the highest I got to was like a 7.8 when I got to some of the combat, and I was like, I like this. You have the flintlock, and you have the lantern, the spiritual lantern or whatever. And you have the reload mechanic of you have the pouch like on your belt, and to reload I like that. Like it's the first game I remember was like raw data, where I call it for VR, it's kind of like the arcade style reload where all you have to do is like flip your hand down to like your belt or your holsters.
Immortal Legacy.
And then it reloads. I actually really like that mechanic, even though it's not like a manual reloading thing. It's like that doesn't always need to be there. But I enjoyed that. And then there was like the challenges where there's like you actually have something to spend the treasure that you find, the gold in the treasure, to unlock. You have the option to unlock some challenges like axe throwing or climbing. And I was like, ooh, like this is some cool little extra stuff. And then like I played through the rest of it, and I'm like, okay, well, it didn't really go anywhere else with that. And it kind of came back down a little bit, and it was enjoyable. It was a great 7, like you said, 7 out of 10, low 7s. Definitely recommend. It's good. It is very short, so you're not going to get like a ton out of it, but it was like just solid, competent, short little thing. I agree with you that I wish there was a little bit more piratey stuff that you do, but I think this is a good, like, kind of, it's good for what it is. I enjoyed it.
Yep. There's just a little bit of everything. Just enough exploration, just enough treasure hunting, just enough puzzle solving, just enough combat. It's fine. It's good.
And then I played most of the weekend. I've been playing so much Iron Guard.
Nice.
Dude, Iron Guard is so much fun. Now, part of this is because I'm very starved for like an RTS style game. Like I've said a million times before, I loved Command and Conquer growing up. I love StarCraft. Beyond that, I don't think I played too many, but those were like I played the hell out of those. And, I like some stuff on PSVR 1, like Final Assault. I've mentioned that before. Like, I wish Final Assault would, I wish the devs were doing better and could bring that to us too. But dude, this just like, I needed this RTS, like it's RTS influence. It's mostly a tower defense, which I've never really liked a tower defense before, except for this one. So Dude, I have so many hours in this game. I've got about 9 levels left, and it's just so addictive, and like I can't stop playing. It's the ultimate, just one more, and
Yeah.
then it's fucking 2 in the morning, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, it's the number of times I died or my base got attacked, like the second to last wave uh, in a level, and I was like, oh man, I just played for like 15 minutes trying to get to this point, and I still was like, I can do it, next time I can do it, and it's that one more, it's not one more level, it's one more attempt at beating this level. And for whatever reason, it just never got tiring. I was like, I'm gonna slightly alter my strategy this time. I know I can get it this time. That gives you the option to farm crystals if you want to, but then that takes away money at the beginning, but then rewards you at the end. And the whole risk reward thing that this game has going on is pretty great. And I don't know, man. I just can't get enough of it. I do have a couple more levels to finish up tonight, and my review is well underway. So I would expect that the review will be out. I think it being out tonight is a little. That's not going to happen. So probably tomorrow at some point I'll get the review for this out. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's awesome, man. And yeah, you do, especially later on, like levels 10 through, there's 30 levels total. Levels 10 through 20, you kind of like, you're getting used to it, you're getting comfortable, you're kind of breezing through it and kicking ass and feeling really good. And then you get to level 21 and it's just like, nope, like these, and like it just lets you know that these last 10 levels are going to be very challenging, and it really does matter. Like the strategy, what you do. I also really like the non-linear progression system where it's like, hey, like you get to kind of have your own play style. Of course, some things you kind of figure out like have better advantages than others. But dude, it is such a fun game and great progression system. I love the giant lasers that I've unlocked. I'm just gonna always I'm just gonna build up that laser and just have that laser as like the final stand against the base. And dude, it just obliterates and melts everything in its path. And it is a very rewarding game. It's really fun, really addictive, and yeah, I am enjoying the hell out of Iron Guard. Which saddens me, Brian, because there's only 17 ratings on the store. And I'm just like, stuff like this is like where I'm just like, like this is what honestly is a little discouraging to me sometimes. It breaks my heart because I'm like, this game is so good and nobody's playing it unless they just haven't rated it yet. But I don't know. 16 ratings, 17 ratings. That is really, really low. And I'm like, ugh.
And the number of people that told me that they picked it up because of us talking about it on GAMESCAST is pretty high.
Those were the 16 people.
Those were the 16. I was like, oh man, and this is like, listen, I never. It always sounds like I'm like scolding developers for this, but this is why it's so important to get review keys out ahead of time, right? And it's like, I know we don't have we don't have the biggest VR audience of all time, but we've got the biggest PlayStation VR2 exclusive audience, right? And so if you've got a game coming to PlayStation VR2 and you're not getting reviews keys out with enough time for us to play your game and get a review out on time, and because what at best that episode of GAMESCAST is going to get 5,000 views, right? But like an actual review on the channel has the opportunity to get 10, 20, 30,000 views. And so I'm just a little bit bummed that this game is so good, and I didn't think it was going to be. I saw the trailer and I was like, this is going to be shovelware or something. They're pushing it out in the middle of a very packed month. Like they probably just trying to. I just thought they were trying to do it and to like sneak it under the radar and be like, well, if we push it out in the middle of all these games, no one's going to have a chance to review it. We'll probably get some sales because it turned out to be really good and worthy of everyone's attention. And it sucks that that it wasn't publicized the way that it should have been.
Well, this is just shows you that how important that marketing is. Like whenever there's an indie dev or something that gets featured on a state of play, like look at the difference between, even if the game's not good, like it will sell a lot more just because of good, strong marketing. And yeah, a lot of developers out there, they don't have, especially these indie VR devs of all developers, these are the ones that like need help the most out of everyone. Because VR is already a smaller market. And then when you're a small developer within a small market, like you're just microscopic, and the exposure is kind of the thing, the trouble that some of these the developers face. And yeah, man, I just hope that, whatever reason it is, that eventually this game will start to pick up steam a little bit, and do a little bit better, because like you said, man, it is so good. It is so much fun. And I understand it's a niche within a niche, but man, it really scratches that itch.
Steve Irie in the chat says, I think it looks a little mobile phone questy from the flat footage. Yeah. This is a game that's not about the graphics. This is a game that's all about the gameplay, all about the gameplay loop, all about the progression, all about the challenge. And if you like that stuff, I think you'll like this. There's nothing
It looks
wrong
slightly
with
better. It looks slightly better than like a Quest 2. Like, it looks better than a Quest 2 game, that's for sure.
I mean, I think it looks like a Quest 2 game. Like, I think it looks like, yeah, and that's fine, right? Like, I'm not playing a tower defense game because I want it to be insanely realistic, right? The shadows aren't real time. It's not using real time lighting.
I think it does have a great art style, though. Yeah. I do think what it makes up, what it lacks in, like, technical. Like the technical aspect of it, it kind of makes up for it with a really charming art style, a lot of detail for what it is. Like, if this is a Quest 2 game, this is the most detailed Quest 2 indie game I've ever seen. Because most of the time, when I think of Quest 2, I think of like flat polygons, kind of like Walkabout Mini Golf or something. It doesn't look like that, in my opinion. It actually has some pretty nice drawings and.
I think Quest 2 got better than Walkabout. I think Quest 1 was all Walkabout. Walkabout style graphics. But listen, I think this game looks fine. But I'm not praising it for the graphics. I will say I'm praising it for the music that you don't hear here. The music is fucking awesome in this game.
I do love that music when you're like waiting to start the next round, and it sounds like a mix between. I had the perfect comparison last night. I was thinking about it. I'm like, this sounds like the first Resident Evil movie. It sounds like a mix between that song, like that beginning theme, and like 28 Days Later. So I don't know. I do like the music a lot, though, even if it does repeat a little bit. But yeah, man, super awesome game. Would highly recommend. Yeah, it's got a couple of small limitations, but like, it's so fun and addictive, and like there's a lot of game here to play, and it's $15.
Yeah, $15, and I mean, by the time I finish this, it's gonna be put that shit in my hand.
In my hand.
Wow, I didn't think that we'd get a Jay and Silent Bob reference today, but here we are.
If that money doesn't show, then you owe me.
Fucking.
I used to.
So much fun.
Sometimes I get told I look like Kevin Smith or something. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean. No.
Maybe with a backwards cap and a few more pounds.
No. Yeah, I don't think you look like Kevin Smith at all. But you know the lyrics, and that's all that matters. Yeah, dude, $15, and I think by the time I finish this off, I'll be at like 16, 17, 18 hours with it. You can't get a better value proposition than that. And again, I don't really put too much stock into the number of hours you get out of a game versus the number of dollars you pay for it, but it is a nice bonus. I was
going to say, there's people that are like 3 hours, 4 hours game, 5 hours game, $20, won't buy it. Here's a 20-hour game for $15. Nobody's buying it. It's like, just can't win, man. You just can't win sometimes.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a great game, and I don't disagree with you, Steve Irie. There's a mobile quality to this. The voiceovers and everything that kick off each stage are just
that was the only thing.
Yeah, and like the menus themselves, it looks like something you'd see on like your iPhone or something between levels, and you're just tapping the screen, that kind of stuff. But again, it's a budget game that looks a little budgety here and there. So no complaints with me. I love it.
Awesome. It's definitely should we. The last game I played, Brian, which I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I'm probably going to be upset when I hear them. Knowing your history with rhythm games, but of course I had to play some Smash Drums as well, because that's my new cardio. And honestly, I had a lot of people challenge me, and they were sending me messages, and they were like, just like friendly competition. You want to go back and forth. They beat me by one like or by like one on the leaderboard. It was like I was like ranked number 4, and they were ranked like number 3, and I was like, you son of a bitch, and they beat me by like 2,000 points or something, which is like nothing. I tried to have some fun, and I haven't done this since like Beat Saber, where I actually like like accepted the challenges and tried to beat them. I couldn't do it. I tried. I didn't try like a bunch, but I tried a couple times to beat some of the scores, and I couldn't even beat my old score. So I was like, oh damn, like this is gonna take more practice. But then, just I had to get back to Iron Guard for now, but I'm gonna get back to Smash Drums because, dude, I am loving this game, and I love that I really like the arcade mode, which is kind of like Beat Saber, and like majority of people I see, they're like, I don't like that mode. I like the classic mode, which is like Rock Band or whatever. And I'm like, this is why I think the game is so great, because there's 3 different modes that are completely different. And if you don't like one, I feel like there's a good chance you'll like a different one.
So I guess I've just been playing the arcade, whatever this one is that I've been showing on the screen.
Is it where the drums are flying at you? Or?
Where the drums are flying at you.
Yeah, that's arcade. That's my favorite.
Okay, well, this is the one I played today, and I would have played more, but fucking PlayStation signed me out of my account and then made it half impossible for me to get back in. It was ridiculous. I wish I could detail the entire process it took me of getting back into my account today. I don't know why I got signed out and why they made it so difficult. They locked my account. All sorts of crazy shit happened today. And I was like, man, you guys are cutting into Smash Drums time, big time, and the cats are not going to be happy about it. But anyway, I played a few songs. I played four or 5 songs today, and this is really the first time I've spent any time with Smash Drums. I've been trolling here and there on the Discord and being like, oh, all these games suck or whatever. And I think it's fine. I really like the track listing. I think the track listing was one of the positives about it. There were lots of bands that I like. I mean, the Cure was in there. I saw the Police. Saw the Ramones. I played Blitzkrieg Bop in one of these videos. A lot of great stuff. It does the thing I don't like though. It's like the mixtape format instead of being like, oh, here's 10 tracks by a band you like. It's like, no, here's one song from a band you like. And so that's always a little bit of an issue with me. And then I don't know, man. I'm trying to get this out of the way because I'm still processing my thoughts on this, but I don't. It's weird to play these, like, especially compared to something like Beat Saber, where you're slicing the blocks, and like Beat Saber has its own, like where you're slicing that slicing sound, right? Where you're hearing that alongside of the music, but when you're playing Smash Drums, you're hearing your own drum beats along with the drum beats that are actually in the song.
Yeah,
and it's like
extra drums.
Right. And so unless you're actually like 100% nailing every single beat, you're going to hear the real beat and your beat. And so it sounds like, right. And so it loses a little bit of impact, and you say, well, Brian, get better. Well, I'd love to get better, but, I don't know which one of those beats is mine and which one is because they're right on top of each other. And I think that loses something. I was like a little bit surprised that they didn't strip the drums out so that you were supplying the drum track by playing the game. And so that bothers me a little bit. And obviously, like, I don't need to go into it. I don't like the fact that there's nothing to kick your sticks back up after you hit the drum like you would on a real drum set. So it ends up feeling a lot more like Beat Saber than I think it wants to, because you are just smashing the stick through the drum, right? And so I don't know. It's fine. This is not going to change my opinion about drumming rhythm games. Hi, how you doing? But it is good, and like I said, I think it looks pretty. It runs super smooth in the headset. Haptics are good. Good track listing. It's not going to change my opinion on these games, but I do think that it's really great for the people who like this. I think this is the best one. I think this is better than Drums Rock.
Not even close. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Good. So good stuff. Good stuff. What's going on, buddy? Tornado.
Yeah, this game is, I think it's so fantastic. I think it's so much fun. I think it's incredibly polished and fleshed out. Like I said, between it has actual licensed music on it. Yes, it's kind of limited, but it's like a solo dev. I mean, you know, Beat Saber kind of started out in similar fashion, and it wasn't until, they were gazillionaires that they were able to like afford like full tracks of things. So that's kind of just there's a reason. I'm sure if the developer could just put like an entire Red Hot Chili Peppers album on there versus one song, I'm sure he would. But yeah, this game is just it's so fun and polished, and I think he did an incredible job with it. I can't convince everyone that says that. I see the same exact things. I say you're hitting an imaginary drums, and I'm like, well, you can't do anything about that except maybe hold actual drumsticks and a drum kit, get maybe repurpose a rock band kit. It's like you can't do anything about that. But that's never bothered me personally because it's got the haptics. The haptics are the important part and the way they feel there. And that always feels really good to me. And that feels great because of the use of haptics. Some other people talk about the kick drum thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, again, you can't do anything, but I compare it a lot to like VR Skater. It's like you're using your hands to kind of, I don't know. It for some reason for me, this stuff doesn't bother me. It's like, it works. I can get immersed. I can feel like I'm doing these things. Is it slightly different? Yes, but I just am thinking about the game and enjoying the game for what it is versus like comparing it to an actual drum set and the way that functions, or an actual skateboard and the way you skateboard in real life. It's like,
right.
It's this works for me.
I don't have any issue with the lack of a kick drum. That's fine, right? I mean, no worries there. But it's again, I think when I play this game as more of a Beat Saber clone rather than a drumming game, I have a lot more fun with it. And I was having a lot more fun with it by the end of this play session than I was at the beginning because I started treating it a little bit differently. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really good. And I think there are people who just absolutely love this kind of stuff, and it's going to really work for them. But for me, I just at some point, listen, I play so many games for this channel that are not in my wheelhouse, games that I'm just not interested in playing. I was an early adopter of Guitar Hero. I played Guitar Hero 1 with the plastic guitar on PlayStation 2, right? When it was single player only, no online, and it was and I loved that shit. Right, I absolutely loved it. So I've always been a fan of these kind of games. And I had a roommate that was really mad that the guitar in Guitar Hero didn't play more like a regular guitar, and that it felt different, and that you're not making the same things. It doesn't quite match up to what you'd be doing on a guitar, even though they tried to kind of mimic it for beginners. And so I've been on the other side of these conversations many times, and I know how frustrating it is to hear it, right? And so it's funny for me to actually be on the other side of it and going, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I'd rather just play real drums. I don't know. And I've also got an issue with rhythm games at this point. I'm just so tired of rhythm games, and I feel like that I'm not going to give Smash Drums or even Drums Rock the amount of time it requires for me to get, because I think if I just kept playing and played for hours and hours and hours, I think eventually I'd be like, this is really fucking good, and I think this is great. But my time is so limited, especially for VR games, and I've got to make decisions here and there. So like I said, I think from an objective standpoint, it's a good game. I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah, which is fine. That's what makes you a good reviewer, and being able to use critical thinking and analysis and things, and see
and know when not to review things, because I don't want to give this a bad review because of my personal my personal issues that have nothing to do with the game whatsoever.
Yeah, I know that makes things more difficult, and I've seen you kind of seek second opinions in the past, and I mean, dude, it took you years to get into just Beat Saber alone. It took you years, and then I remember at one point you finally like got into Audica, and
Oh my god,
those are
that
like
was such
those
a yeah.
those are like the
Audi-
only two that I've ever seen you. But look what it took. It took you like a month or two of like forcing yourself in them to like really understand it. And that's kind of like what these rhythm games are. They are very skill based, and these are skills that you have to develop. These are not skills that you can just jump in and automatically have.
I like that you brought up Beat Saber, because Beat Saber to me, it was one of those games where it does something right from the get-go that other rhythm games don't, right? It just, you're like, I have lightsabers in VR, and
Yeah.
it's just fun just to slice these blocks and not even get a good score. So from the second you step into Beat Saber, you're like, this is fucking cool, right? And it helps that it came out early in VR's life cycle, where like, it was easier to be impressed. But
yeah.
So that's my problem with some of these other rhythm games, is I get in and like just the basic actions you're doing don't make you feel cool, or make you feel, or it's not fun until you get. And that was my issue with Audica, right? I didn't fall in love with Audica until I got really good at it and had to get into the harder difficulties. Whereas Beat Saber, right from the get go, was like, this is really fun, and this is just scratches a lot of different itches. And so I think that's. And I think that's sort of the problem here, is that I need something to grab me from the get go to make me go, yeah, no, I need another rhythm game in my life. Whereas, because I don't think I do. So I need the game to convince me that yes, you do, Brian.
Yeah, I really think the presentation in this is a big deal. Is like a really really big deal. I mean, there's so many VR games that have like they lack like strong presentation, and I think that's one of the things I love about this game. That's one of the things I like about Beat Saber too. I thought it had a great presentation with the backgrounds and the lighting and everything. This game has a similar deal where you play a concert stage and there's lasers and fireworks and flamethrowers, pyrotechnics, and then you change to like the school and or no, I'm sorry, like you change to like a is it a school or no, there's like a prison or something, and like the doors blow open, and then like all of a sudden like everything's on fire and the roof's caving in. Like there's actually like a really nice presentation to each level here, and there's 10 different stages that like as you do better, just more stuff starts exploding. It gets more over the top, and I absolutely love that about this game. There's been some other rhythm games like Drums Rock is a good example where like the presentation is not why I liked that game. Like it was kind of like like it got me by because it was a competent enough drumming game. It kind of like scratched that itch. But no, like this is legitimately like really really good to me, and like the presentation wise versus like Smash Drums is like so different. That looked like mobile Guitar Hero knockoff, and this is just something completely fresh and original. And it's also doing really well. Of the three, this game has hit the most reviews that I've seen in this first week. It got over a 100 rating so far on PSN, and it's kind of leaving the other ones in the dust. I mean, I think Pirates was at like 45, maybe 44, 45, and then Iron Guard was at like 16. So overall, man, this is really like this is like a very slow time. Now I'm starting to understand why developers don't release in the summertime. I was really pissed about it last year because I'm like, not one developer is going to release a game over the summer. Like this is bullshit. And now I'm starting to see why, because as soon as it starts warming up, as soon as it starts becoming like late spring, early summertime, man, there is definitely a big drop off for VR in the player base. It's crazy.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't think that any of these games are good litmus tests to find out if what you're saying is accurate or not. I think that Zombie Army VR will be a good litmus test. I think because we saw massive numbers for Metro Awakening, we saw massive numbers for Alien Rogue Incursion, and then Zombie Army is will be the most recent one with a name, with some name brand recognition. And so I think that's going to be like, hey, listen, here we are almost in June. Also, where the fuck is Zombie Army VR keys. We don't. It is 3 days from Zombie Army launch, and we do not have keys. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. Anyway, but we'll see. I honestly think that summer is really dependent on where you live. It doesn't mean much to some of the world. It's going to be cold there. I honestly think that we're going to see great numbers for Zombie Army, and that'll prove, I think, to some of the industry, hey, you don't have to fucking release your game with 10 other games. You can carve out your own little time, even if it's in the middle of summer. But we'll find out. I could be completely wrong on this. These games could be a great indicator that what you're saying is accurate.
Yeah, I think I don't know if these are the best examples to use, but like even for like, just even for some like moderately popular games or stuff, they were getting like 500, I want to say like Cube VR, and
Cube.
I think of that. Cube, I think of Cube, I think of Arcanage. Like if a game like Arcanage can sell big, Brian, which I heard it did.
Arcanage sold big.
I feel like these can as well, and I feel like the timing is, it's not just the summertime thing. Maybe it's also the fact that there's like 20 games. No, okay, realistically, there's like 8 games that released this month, and maybe that has something to do with it as well. I mean, maybe it's just all the factors playing a part here. Like tons of games, resources, money limited, time limited. So maybe that thing you said about like doing this cannibalizes sales. And on top of all this, there is a big PSN sale. If it wasn't, tough enough for these developers right now, there's just the competition is kind of heavy right now. So maybe that has something to do with it as well.
AJ, I know that you are a skeptic when it comes to Undead Citadel. Have you been paying attention to Dark Curry's Twitter account lately? It feels like every single day they are posting another clip of PSVR2 gameplay of Undead Citadel, and it's looking really, really good. You thinking release date is incoming any day now?
I mean, I hope so, but this is the same shit we've been through before. They used to post shit every single damn day about this. And listen, I'm not like I was for a long time. Yes, because I knew it wasn't going to be coming out. Wasn't it supposed to be a launch game, Brian? So yeah, forgive me if I've been a little salty about the release of this game, because I've been waiting for it for 8 years. And so like, I'm tired of just waiting for this game, and like, I'll play it when it releases. And that being said, like, I like what I'm hearing about it. I like the way the game looks. Like, it looks fun. I like that, what I'm hearing about the campaign, even though it's just like a simple campaign. It's like, there is a campaign at least, which is nice. I'm looking forward to playing this game. So don't get me wrong when I express my frustration about this. But dude, again, you could go almost 10 years back, and it was a new clip of this game coming to PSVR every single week, every single month. And so like,
wait, yes, on PSVR 1, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they wouldn't show stuff every week, but they would show stuff often. I feel like I know so much about this game, and haven't even touched it yet. But yeah, man.
Listen, I remember on PSVR 1, I remember like there was that one kind of notorious video that I've shown here a bunch of times, where they
playing at Gamescom.
No, it's just like in some room somewhere in their office where they were showing them using Move controllers, and they having the PSVR 1 headset on, being like, look, we have it up and running on PSVR 1. It was like, oh, this is great. This is such great news, right? And like, I think these guys are just victims of everything they do taking way too fucking long, right? It's like by the time they had got it up and running on PSVR 1, like it was PSVR 1 was dead. And it's like, I don't blame them for not following through and actually finishing the port. And then they said, yeah, PSVR 2, we think it's going to be, they were aiming for it to be a launch title. And then Quest 3 came along, and they were like, whoa, I think we should focus on getting it out on Quest 3 first. And that became a priority for them. And because they had missed the launch of PSVR2, and they said, well, listen, we've already missed the launch. We're already not going to get the sales we want. Let's go focus on the Quest 3 version. And then all resources were diverted to that. And then here they are, they're back. And I do have to say that, yes, I'm with you. I understand the frustration or not, the reason you're not optimistic about it. But they are like listening to the community. They're saying, oh, hey, it was running at 60, reprojected to 120, and we heard you guys. And now hey, we flipped the switch, and now it's running at 90 native. Everything's great. And we're using, did they say they're using DFR and whatever? It's like they are saying all the right things. And so I think our time has come. I think they finally, and it might be the best time for them to release it on PSVR2 again, right? Because the price has dropped for PSVR2, so more people are buying it than ever. The narrative has changed about PSVR2, and so there's more people interested in it than ever. And then here we go, the game's finally coming, and it might be dropping at the absolute best time. And by the way, it might be dropping in the middle of summer because if they're ramping up to an announcement of a release date, well, I mean that means that the release date could be coming next month or the month after, right? And we're not more than a couple months out at most. I would say we'll be seeing this in the next month, and that'll be a real test to see if games sell during summer.
This one will definitely be a good litmus test for summer releases. And that's, I feel like, as long as the game's ready or whatever, I feel like that would be a very wise decision, especially if there's not a lot of other stuff coming out. If they're all by themselves and able to release this game with no competition nearby, that's going to probably bode well for them, unless the summertime thing, is real, and or B, they make it too expensive or something. I don't know. And there's a PSN sale, and there's 5 other games that launch, and but yeah, man, like forgive me. I'm not going to get hyped up by every one of these daily posts. I do like some of the stuff I'm seeing about it, but these do nothing for me. This is one of those shut up and really, and just let me know when it's coming out. And I don't care. Like, I don't want to see every last little same clip of a skeleton getting punched in the face over and over. Like, who gives a shit anymore? Like, we've seen this same thing, the same clip for 20 years. It feels like, and
yes, but now we see it in 90 frames native.
It's on a fucking compressed, awful Twitter video. It's like, it's not like I'm seeing it in person or anything. I don't care. Just stop it and just release it make a trailer to get people excited when it's actually coming. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like Aces of Thunder, and now like everyone is kind of like just tired of waiting for that, and they kind of just forgot about it. They don't care anymore until it's time for it to release. And that
people will care when it's out. Them. If the game comes out and it's good, then people will care again. I do completely understand though exactly what you're saying. There is a level of fatigue that kicks in when you've heard about a game way too much and it's just not out yet, and you're like, man, like to the point where like Aces of Thunder feels like it's out already and no one cared. Right? That's how it feels in my head. Right? We know the game's not out. We know that it hasn't come to PlayStation VR 2 or PC yet. But we've seen so much of it, and people even went hands on with it, including you. That makes me go, "Is this the game didn't come out? What happened?" It feels like it's out, and no one cared. So it's bad.
It's one thing to say. It's one thing to say this game is coming out in 2 years from now, and you release a little bit of more information on it to get people excited as it gets closer or whatever, or as there's big significant development changes. It's another thing to go, oh, this game is releasing at launch. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh, it's now it's not releasing on this. Now it's going to be on Quest. You know what? Now we're coming back to this. Here's some trailers for this, and we still don't have a release date or release window, any information. But here's another 10-second clip of slicing a zombie in half, and we have no idea when this game is coming out. And it's like this is not good. It's not the right way to handle this. It's sloppy.
Yeah, and I don't know who their community manager is. I don't know like what's happening over there. I have no idea like even how big their team is at this point. But like either their community manager is trying to justify their position by being like, hey, we need to make daily community posts and blah 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 whatever, not realizing that instead that they're creating fatigue surrounding the game. Or if it's just one of the developers that's also something that they do, and they're like, oh right, got to make sure we're building hype, and that's not. I don't think that's how you do it. So listen,
do less and go bigger each time. Not every single. Hey, I got this line of code working. I'm sure everybody cares to see it. Let me tweet about it. It's like, no, nobody gives a shit about this line of code. They want a full trailer or they want the game.
Yeah. And also, I mean, it sounds like we're being really negative about this, but I from everything I've heard, it sounds like I'm going to really enjoy Undead Citadel. It's the Swordsman VR adventure the adventure mode that I've always wanted from Swordsman VR that we never got. And so it's like, oh, well, these guys are going to deliver the thing that Sin Studio never gave us.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited to play the game. Like I said, I'm excited. Barring hopefully it's good. But like I am not knocking anything about the game itself. I am just knocking this everlasting when's it gonna release thing that is going the 8 years of teasing of hey it's coming. Like shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore. Sorry.
All good. GameCast, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 tip, says something about the hit zones and drumming feels weak. Yeah, I gotta say, listen, I don't want to sit here and complain more about Smash Drums, but I agree with you, GameCast, specifically White Tiger. If I just feel like I want the haptics to be stronger, and honestly, I don't know until the song's over how well I did. Right, you should have a better feeling while you're playing as being like, oh yeah, you nailed that one. I want big fucking words to pop up. They'd be like, perfect, or you suck, or whatever. It's like that kind of stuff. And I don't see that. There's like points that fly away from the screen, and you're like, well, is that a lot of points, or is that not many points? I don't know what we're doing here.
What game? Smash Drums?
You should have been paying attention. Kill Artist 1, the Dreamweaver Game Cat. Are you typing in the chat again?
No.
Where is it?
No, I thought I was just trying to figure out if you were talking about Smash Drums.
Smash Drums,
or Drums Rock.
Yep, Smash Drums.
Well, I disagree.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Kill Artist 1, the Dreamweaver Game Cat with a $10 tip says, hey guys, been a crazy weekend. I feel you, dude. Just visiting mom in the hospital. No. We had a couple of scares, but better now. I appreciate the distraction from life today. And I felt so bad because, and I know he wasn't trying to make us feel bad, but it was Mr. Twisted Black. Crap, I forgot what his screen name was. But basically, when I canceled Friday's Gamescast, he left a message being like, I'm sitting in the ER with my dad, and I was really hoping for a distraction. I'm like, so sorry. There's a lot of you guys, and I wish we were there for each and every one of you every single time we were supposed to be. But Kill Artist, we're glad we could offer you a distraction today.
First of all, I do want to apologize for what I just said about Undead Citadel and telling them to STFU, because that's nasty and that's rude. And I do look forward to it. Sometimes my emotions get the better of me. That being said, yeah, man, you should always. The reason I say this is because you should always, treat people with kindness and stuff, because you never know what people are going through. We're all suffering, and so we should really be spending the rest of our time trying to help each other, lift each other up, make each other feel better. And yeah, that's all I want to say. So sorry about that, about saying that. And yeah, man, like, let's have some fun together.
I'm not suffering. I'm on Tinder. Anyone want a match? Anyone want to swipe right?
You never know. You never know what people are going through.
Yeah.
I always just assume most people are suffering.
Yep. The reason I was at my parents' this weekend was because I'm not trying to one up anybody, but like I said, my dad had a partial knee replacement surgery, and man, it was like it's crazy. It's crazy what things you don't expect. When things you don't expect to hit you a certain way will hit you in a certain way. My mom watches this, so like I feel weird saying this, but like it's weird, like when your parents are in their 70s and then you suddenly go, oh shit, are my parents old? You know what I mean? Like I had this weird realization this weekend. It was a weird moment with my parents where I was like, man, we're, like shit gets scary and shit gets, there's no reason to be sad, right? But I had this emotional moment this weekend where, I don't know, I was just kind of, it's kind of lost for a little bit, and didn't like where I am in life. You know what I mean? Does this make any sense? Where you just like.
man.
You just start like really like reminding yourself that like, oh shit, like I'm 45 and that means my parents are much older, and that means like there's a lot going on, and you just start like really thinking about these things that like you don't think about on a daily basis, and you probably shouldn't. There's no reason to think about it and like ruin your life until these things that come up that you have to. And so like I don't know, man. I was in a weird place this weekend, and again, it's just to kind of sort of cycle it all back to why we started this conversation. The Kill Artist and Mr. Twisted Black, if that was his name. I'm glad that something that we're doing here can distract people from like kind of like some of the worst parts of life. Because I definitely needed a distraction this weekend too.
Aceville's got it. He says, Jesus Christ, guys, fine. I'll call my mom already. Gosh. Exactly. That's what we want. That's all we're trying to tell you is,
yo, tell her I said hi.
Man. Yo,
was that like, was that weird? Why do I know Aceville's mom?
For real, man. You don't know what you got till it's gone. I made that up. That's definitely
paradise.
That's definitely not a lyric. You don't know.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't
actually,
know what?
It's true though, man. It's true. We're gonna get back to gaming in a second, but is absolutely true, man. Like spend it. The best thing you can do is make the best of the time that you have. Life is fucking short, man. It is really, really short, and the best thing you can do is to spend like every time you can and make the best memories you can with your family and stuff. And yeah, man, I spend a lot more time with it took me like well into my 30s to start hanging out with my dad more. And I go, I couldn't stand hanging out with him for the longest time. But I make a conscious effort. I see him almost like once a week now, almost. And we have zero in common. He hates video games, like he despises them. But I just got over it, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna feel better about the time that I forced myself to start spending with him. And I won't regret not taking those opportunities when I had the chance, because again, life goes fast, man. Life you're not given enough life on this earth.
Yeah, and the older I get, feels like the faster it's going. Feels like when I was
and
a
it's
kid,
even more so for dogs. Why can't we find a cure to give dogs longer lives? Because, anyways, sorry, pets.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see a lot of people saying Stefan Stuff says I'm 45 too. Both of my parents are gone. Robbie says I think everyone has these thoughts once in a while. Mad Vegan says 10-year anniversary of my mom passing last week. She was going to have a 65 and still alive after fighting cancer. Sadly, got her 2 weeks before his wedding. Oh my God. Listen, I'm gonna timestamp this. I'm gonna timestamp this. Trigger warnings. This is rough. This is rough. We went down a weird path. But I love you guys, and I'm glad that we're all kind of reflecting on this together. And with any luck, I don't know. I just hope for the best for everybody.
We are all one. Start to act like it.
Oh, this is Kill Artist's fault. I was taking the blame for this one, but Kill Artist brought us down this path. So it's time to move along. AJ, we didn't even we are an hour and 20 minutes into this episode, and we haven't hit on either of the main topics of the show. So everyone pop some popcorn. Let's do this shit.
What's the other topic?
We got we got an update from God, what the hell's his name? TunerMax, who said, "Hey everyone, we are currently working on a 4 versus 4 multiplayer mode for 90s Extreme Skiing, including full body avatars. If you want to help us make this quicker and better, please consider buying our discounted games or spreading the word about the discounts on your socials. Currently, Rainbow Reactor Fusion and Snow Scout are discounted on PSVR2, and starting tomorrow, May 19th." Nope, that's today, May 19th. Rainbow Reactor Fusion on MetaQuest and Rainbow Reactor on Steam will be highly discounted. Listen, TunerMax is such an interesting company, and they make such interesting games. And I know that I really like Snow Scout. I thought Snow Scout was great and laid the foundation for possibly like an amazing sequel. But I thought Snow Scout was great. It had some problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 90s extreme skiing was, it just didn't resonate with me. I really tried to get into it. I still want to get into it. That's the crazy thing. It's like, I know there's something there. Other people who have spent more time with it say that they really enjoy it. And so, my guess is, as a PlayStation VR2 exclusive and with sort of the mixed reviews on it, my guess is that it didn't sell terribly well. And so it's so interesting to see Tuner Max, who again is a very, very small studio, only a handful of people at most, going back and doubling down on this game and saying, hey, we're bringing you a 4v4 mode. Does this sound like a good move?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like them like financially. I don't know. For 90s extreme skiing, yeah. I mean, I have no idea, man. Unless they have enough data saying, hey, there's at least 8 people that play this that will be online. I mean, yeah, multiplayer with VR is always a risk if you're not a military, really good military shooter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think maybe they're just either fleshing this game out to make it, as cool as they possibly can. Definitely, I don't think they're doing this because they think it's gonna all of a sudden turn the game into a massive success. So screw it. Yeah, it's the right decision in terms of make the game as awesome as you can.
Snow Scout's not on sale. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I just checked. And but Rainbow Reactor Fusion is 85% off with Plus, or 80% off without Plus. It's only $3 or less than that, $2.50 or something with Plus. Rainbow Reactor Fusion is fun. Definitely $3 fun. No question about that. But yeah, support these guys. They've actually got their newer project, their newest project. It seemed, at least for a while, was this like super realistic looking VR game that they were promoting on Steam. It was in very, very, very early access or alpha stage or something. And I was like, man, you guys have really moved quite a ways from Snow Scout and Rainbow Reactor Fusion. And it doesn't seem like there was a lot of interest in what they were doing there with their realistic game. So it's maybe that's why they're saying, well, hey, we had moderate success with 90s Extreme Skiing, so let's double down on that. Let's try to make this kind of a bigger thing than it is. Honestly, I hate the 90s element of this. I'm a 90s kid through and through. Like that was my childhood. I love the 90s. It's my favorite decade, probably.
You know who else's childhood it was?
Frosties?
Yes. I wasn't going to say my mom.
I mean, I was confused. I was like, this isn't the setup we usually use for this.
It's a twist.
But I felt like the 90s stuff was the worst part of this game, right? It's like the really silly announcer voice and the and they tried to say, it's like they used 90s as an excuse to cover all the bad stuff about it. Right.
They're like, oh, it's not bad, it's just 90s. It's like, actually the 90s were really cool.
Right. My thoughts on this are like, if you want to like really double down on this game and make it a better game and like make it appeal to more people, I think they need to make work on the textures a little bit, drop the whole 90s aspect of it, get rid of the pixel art characters that appear almost never in the game, right? It's just like they're such a small part. Make it a little bit more realistic looking, drop the 90s thing, improve, get a better announcer. And
could have called it Extreme Skiing.
Extreme VR skiing, whatever.
Extreme Skiing. That's all you needed.
Yeah. And so like if they're going to put a bunch of work into making this thing better and try to drive sales and double down on it, then I think, listen, just go all the way with it, because there's definitely something here and people who are playing it really enjoy it. And so, yeah, go for it.
I liked Snow Scout a lot more.
Yo, me too.
I like the idea. I like the concept of this. Yeah. Like who wouldn't want just like although I'm more of a snowboarding guy than a skiing guy. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I know that that Callie Max over there at Tuner Max made a video about how to play Snow Scout and it felt like it was in direct response to me being like, I don't understand why isn't the trick system better, right? Why doesn't it have like a grind button almost, right? Because so frequently I'd come up to a grind and just couldn't quite align myself right, and I just fall off the side of the grind rail or whatever. It's just like make it a little more Tony Hawk feeling, make it a little bit more a little bit more arcadey, and and so he had to post this video about like how to play 90s extreme skiing, and I was like, yeah, okay, I think that the trick system could use some work personally.
I don't think I ever did any tricks in it.
None?
just got air, just raced, got air, collected medals.
You didn't grind any of the rails?
And then grind a little bit of the rails. No, but there's like air tricks, right?
Yeah, I think, right? And that's another confusing part. Like I tried to do all sorts of things to pull off some air tricks, and I don't think I did.
Kevin Russ says, need more like VR Skater. Yes. VR Skater is top freaking notch. Doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, and is a super quality game too. Love it.
Yep. I love VR Skater. That soundtrack's so good too. Also, yeah, oh my god, I feel like I'm just fucking beaten down on 90s extreme skiing today. but he was like, oh, we recorded this music back in the 90s, and I'm like, you should probably record some new music in 2025 because I don't like the soundtrack in this at all. No offense. No offense.
Awful.
I want this game to be good, and I want Tuner Max to do well because I think they make good games. I think this just felt a little bit rushed and maybe not well thought out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the actual main story.
All right. What
the hell is that? So Maestro is coming to PlayStation VR2. If you guys are unfamiliar with this, it's another rhythm game, and you conduct an orchestra, which you can clearly see from this PlayStation VR2 trailer that went up today. It's a couple of things worth noting right off the bat. It is coming out June 20th. So next month, you guys, I think next month is going to be a massive month for indie games. I think between this and possibly I Am Cat and Undead Citadel and Kid Pilot, there's just a ton of like smaller games coming out next month. I think we're gonna have the same number of games coming out next month as we had this month, but there's just going to be the indie. It's going to be like lower on the indie scale, like smaller teams and stuff. Anyway, June 20th also supports hand tracking, making it the third game to support hand tracking on PSVR2. AJ? Waltz of the Wizards, cool. Masters of Light. Are you excited? Tell me you're excited.
I've only played one of 3 so far.
Well, it's only 2 out, so you're okay. You're halfway there.
Okay.
You played Waltz of the Wizard, right?
Yes, I did play Waltz of the Wizard. I really liked it. Like it's not like I'm not like super into it out of my own free time, but like I had to check it out. And I was like, this is really cool. And I would probably show some people, like be like, hey, look, this is just a cool thing it does, and play it for a little bit. Dude, let me just say, man, these guys, this is marketing genius right here. This is a game, honestly, it's an interesting concept enough. But it's not something that I think like in itself would convince people to buy this. But they did one thing here that is absolutely genius. You know what that is?
Is Star Wars DLC?
The Star Wars. That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God.
The pre-order bonus gives you Duel of the Fates from Star Wars Episode 1. That, my friend, is such a smart idea. Because yeah, man, like there's so many people that would buy this just off of that, like sold instantly. Like even that kind of sells me on it too. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do that. But that being said, looking at the gameplay, looking at the art style and everything, there's actually a lot of things I do see about this that I'm like, okay, this is a very strange one. This is kind of like Trombone Champ to me, except this to me, I haven't played Trombone Champ, so I don't know entirely, but from the surface level and without having played that, this like actually takes itself a little bit more serious, like with its art style, with its musical composition stuff. On a side note, like I am a huge fan of orchestrated music, especially like movies, music, video games. I loved, Danny Elfman is the reason I ever started playing music to begin with, or got into music ever. And then I love like Hans Zimmer. I love John Williams, of course, who does like Indiana Jones, Star Wars. And so like I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would be interested in this game if they had, give me some Danny Elfman DLC, some John Williams DLC. And lo and behold, before I even got a chance to see the trailer, boom, it was already there. And I'm like, yeah, like that makes sense. That is actually kind of cool that it has this real music here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I don't know what the other music in Maestro is all about. The fact that they've got this one big, you know what? Why am I asking questions that we have answers to? Let's go over to Steam and see what they're saying over here, because I want to know what the other tracks are like in this. So all the reviews are very positive, and it is funny because so frequently we look at games that use hand tracking, and you go, man, not having something in your hand is so crappy, right? It's like I can't imagine the game that's going to convince me that hand tracking is a worthwhile investment on PSVR2, other than somebody had said in the comments on one video, they said, imagine using hand tracking on PSVR2 in Gran Turismo 7 in your racing rig. And so you're actually in your racing rig and you see your hand grabbing your steering wheel. If you get it all to line up like that, I'm like, you know what?
That's a good idea.
I'm with you. But that's such a specific, unique use case. However, when you look at this, they're like, oh, grab your baton. And they show someone holding a toothbrush. And I'm like, you know what? That's pretty clever. The fact that you can just hold like chopsticks or a toothbrush or something like that IRL to make it feel like you're, holding the baton. I don't know. This kind of makes sense to me. Kind of. Do they not have a track listing on Steam? Let's find out. Here we go. Yep.
Okay. Good.
We've got kicking off Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. I pronounced Wagner right, but I don't know how to pronounce any of these other ones. Do any of these other ones look familiar to you? Night on a Bald Mountain, Whiplash, Sing Sing Sing, the Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Yeah, we know that one. Swan Lake, Tchaikovsky. Figaro's Wedding by Mozart. I think I'd have to hear that, but I know enough Mozart to probably know that. So this is all public domain classical music. So it's all. It's the kind of stuff that you would want in a game like this.
Yeah.
I've heard orchestral renditions of My Chemical Romance songs, AJ, and it's really fucking good. I would love some popular music orchestrized versions. That's not how you say that. But I would like them for
orchestrated.
Oh, fuck, you're right. It's orchestrated. Orchestral versions. Is that a thing?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway. Yeah, so I think I probably know most of these songs. If I played the game, I'll be like, oh, I know this one. Oh, and I know this one, and this one, and this one.
Yeah, this is a really clever looking game. What they're doing here, and like I said, I like that it looks like it actually takes itself a little bit serious. And like, look at the art style, look at the crowd, or look at your group, like your musicians and everything. And look at the smoke and the backgrounds and the art style. All of this is looking like really good, actually. This is pretty neat. I feel like if I'm being honest, like this might be a game I don't spend a ton of time with, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun when I do.
I really like this screenshot that we're on right here, because it looks like you're out on like a city street playing. And everyone's just gathered to play there. It's not in some ballroom or some stage somewhere.
Then there's multiple levels then.
Yeah.
Because I do see some that are in like a theater.
Yeah. So this does look pretty cool. Listen, this has had very positive reviews, and people even on our Discord have been saying, man, really, especially when hand tracking got announced for PSVR 2, they were like, oh, fantastic! Now that we have a chance of getting Maestro. And I was like, what the fuck is Maestro? I guess I'll figure that out when if it ever comes to PSVR2. And here we are trying to figure it out. So let's see what we got here. I just want to take a quick look at the reviews. The first one says, as someone who has actually conducted an orchestra, I have mixed feelings about this game. There are some parts that are very realistic. Hold on.
Get out of here with your how's that review from the pedestal that you're on?
There are some parts that are very realistic and other parts that feel like they added movements just for the sake of increasing difficulty. The dynamic gestures often don't make sense, and beating the tempo is often inconsistent and stopped at times for no apparent reason, but somehow still takes me back to being on the podium. This is sort of the Smash Drums quandary all over again. It doesn't feel like hitting a drum. And it's like, well, it's a game. Oh,
well, thank you for your review. What is
Registered nerd.
May I lick your shoes, please, sir?
Whoa.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I really appreciate that. No, that's pretty cool though. You would not expect, I guess. That is interesting to get somebody that actually is conducted an orchestra. That's pretty wild. I do like you see the gameplay. You see one hand, the right hand is doing kind of like the rhythm. It's got like directional. It's like think of like Beat Saber with a toothpick. It's like like left, right, up, down. And then the other one's doing like the I don't know whatever this is. Whatever it is called. I don't know anything about conducting an orchestra. Yeah. But I did play the trumpet once.
Well, the Star Wars DLC lets you hold a mini lightsaber instead of a baton.
Ooh. Yeah. You see? Brilliant. Mm-hmm. In terms of just like knowing how to sell this game, brilliant.
Yeah, if only Star Wars hadn't sucked for the last 25 years. Man, Star Wars fans need to give up, man. It hasn't been good. You complain about every single fucking movie and TV show that comes out. Okay, it's time to accept it's not good.
They have given up until something good comes along, and then they don't watch it. Actually, I heard that Andor ended on a really, really high note. Like it's like the best Star Wars that's happened in like 20 something years. Not enough people probably watched it.
Low bar.
Yep.
Again, I don't fucking know. I saw Phantom Menace and said, you know what? I think I'm done with Star Wars. And and I opted out back in like 2001. I will give myself. Well, I'm not gonna give myself a pat on the back because I'm not proud of it. But I saw the trailer when that was coming out, and I was like a kid too, and I was like, this looks terrible. And then it came out, and everybody was just like so mad. I was like, y'all didn't see this looking terrible too? Like I was surprised at myself as a kid having the wherewithal to kind of see that coming. But again, I did watch a lot of movies as a kid, so maybe that had something to do with it too. Yeah. I love getting people all riled up about this shit. I
don't care. People will still have a that's a great song, and that'd be super cool to play that song. Yeah, man. And like I said, give me some Danny Elfman DLC. Give me the Batman theme.
Yep.
The Beetlejuice theme. Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't think he did actually. I don't think Danny Elfman did.
Danny Elfman not do Nightmare Before Christmas? He did. In my head, he did.
Yeah, in my head he did too. So we'll just pretend like he did. And then John Williams, get more Star Wars in there, get more Indiana Jones. John Williams has a lot of stuff that he's done that's really good. And then what was that other one? Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer. Give me the Da Vinci Code soundtrack or Time by or Time from Inception or the newer Batman theme. I listen to this shit. I listen to this stuff like regularly. So I would love to play a game where I get to play this. Give me the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack. Whoever did that song is great. One of the GOATs. Give me all this stuff. But I'm excited.
And then an orchestral version of My Chemical Romance.
Sure. Or Metallica S&M.
I'm sorry, did you say Metallica S&M?
Yeah. Symphony in Metallica. That was their orchestrated album.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
What did you think I was saying? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think you know what I think I was thinking.
That's my joke is.
Oh, Scott's PSVR Game Cap for Life says, give me the Lost Boys soundtrack, and I'm in. Yes. I agree with you.
That.
I mean, the only song I can only think of, like the theme, like the Lost Boys theme, whatever that was. It's really good.
Last Mohicans.
Anyway, listen, here we are. It is we're a month away from Maestro, and it has been announced with a release date a month away. This is the kind of stuff that's going to continue to happen throughout the course of the year. So be prepared. We are getting more announcements over the course of the next few months that are similar and exciting. There's lots of good stuff happening on PSVR 2, and I'm really, really excited for it. Comic book guy, hold on, with the £5 says, sup, very late again, sorry, but any plans to do a platinum live stream for any game in particular? Comic book guy, are you still here? This has been up on the screen for a little bit. I know I used to do platinum live streams. That was like my Saturday thing. I would just be like, I'd pick a game that I almost had the platinum in, and then I would spend a couple hours streaming just to kind of knock out the last few goals and be like, and so then I could document like the achieving of the platinum trophy. I did that for like a bunch of games, and I got up to like 42 or 43 platinums, and then I just sort of fizzled out. Oh, you know what it was? It was Astrobot. Fuck that little robot. Fuck that little robot hard in the ass, AJ, because
oh my God.
I had beaten Astrobot. I had spent some time doing all the challenges, right? So it's not like I just beat an Astrobot and fucking ran. I beat Astrobot and spent some time with it. And then I was like, you know what? I've only got a couple challenges to knock out for a Saturday Platinum live stream. And 7 hours.
Yep.
It took me 7 hours to complete all of the shit. So all on stream, Astrobot live stream. It's there for you to see. And you can see that Astrobot fucked me over and did not give me credit for completing the last challenge, meaning I could never achieve the Astrobot Rescue Mission Platinum. And I'm still so very angry to it. And I think it killed my love of Platinum trophies a little bit, AJ. I like that Platinum trophy still exists, but Astrobot killed my desire to be going out and getting them every week.
Yep. You're the only person that probably had that bug too, because you're just lucky like that.
Bitch, boy, the Jiggly Gamer Cat says, I remember that. I was there.
I was there too. I did get the Astrobot Platinum in only about 8 hours total.
Total?
Total.
Oh my God. I did a 7-hour stream on top of completing the game and still didn't get it. Listen, Hamoud says, go back for an anniversary stream. I will only go back to Astrobot Rescue Mission to get the Platinum if they bring it to PSVR 2. God damn it, Asobi. God damn it, Sony. What are you doing out there? Why do we not have Astrobot Rescue Mission on PSVR 2? Like, I mean, listen, I will understand if you don't bring Blood and Truth to PSVR 2. I won't like it, but I'll kind of understand it. Okay? What is happening?
Don't.
Did you
I don't know, but
I'm
not having this conversation right now.
Why? Are you scared you'll offend Astrobot's virgin little ears? I'm gonna fuck him right in his virgin little ears.
What'd you call me? No, I just feel like this is the one time I've gotten away from repeating this same old conversation, and it's like, yeah, we know Sony does some silly things sometimes that make no sense, and what are you gonna do? There's still lots of other exciting things to support and be excited about. Yep.
Listen, and honestly, like, it's Raygo's Pantalon says, don't open up old wounds, Brian.
Yeah.
Listen, these are old wounds, but stay tuned. Okay, everyone, stay tuned. Just because they're old wounds does not mean that they cannot heal. Just because they are old wounds does not mean there's no solution to the damage they have caused. Just because they are old wounds does not mean we are scarred for life. Stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned is all I'll say. AJ, you want to play a little 4-minute challenge after that mysterious ending to the show?
Yes, I would love to play some 4-minute challenge.
Good, because it's my time to fool you. And I'm going to put 4 minutes up on the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it. And it's up to you over there and all of you out there to figure out what PSVR 1 or PSVR 2, yeah, right, game I'm thinking of. Infinite number of yes or no questions, but only 4 minutes to ask them in. I guess, did comic book guy not stick around? I don't know what the answer was. Okay.
Is there a streak right now?
Only in my underwear, AJ. I'm just kidding. I'm not wearing underwear or pants or shorts.
Oh my
Naked
goodness.
from the waist down.
It's probably true.
It's fortunately not true.
I saw some shorts.
Oh damn!
Luckily,
I could adjust my camera.
Fortunately, because if I didn't.
Looper tells us there's a losing streak of 2 right now.
Oh fuck!
So
You guys
so let's get over this losing streak. Twitcher asks, does this game feature calamari? I should start the clock. On your mark, get Des.
Oh my god!
Go.
Is this game on PSVR 2?
Nope.
Is it on? Yes, it's on PSVR 1. Is it on Quest or Steam?
Yes, Steam for sure. Let me check Quest. Keep asking questions.
Does it use move? Does it have move support?
Yes.
Do you kill things?
It is on. Oh, it's not on Quest. It doesn't look like, but it is on the Meta Store for other.
Okay.
Headsets. Do you kill things? Yes.
It is on the Meta Store. Is it on the Meta PC store?
Yeah, I think so. It's not for Quest. I don't believe it's for Quest. It is on Steam.
Okay, so it's an Oculus game. I'm sorry. Do you kill things?
Yes.
Is it a multiplayer game?
No.
Is there full locomotion?
Yeah.
Are your legs shaved? Oh, sorry, that's a wrong comment.
No. I'm a very hairy dude.
Me too. Is the game in space?
No.
Brian, what is your only knees page address? Guys, you're not helping here.
Yes.
These are not questions.
And they're not yes or no questions.
Let's see. Do you use a vehicle?
Yes.
Do you fly?
No.
Does the vehicle you control fly?
No. I'm not trying to pull one over on you. I'm trying to help you.
Is it a horror game?
No.
Okay. Is it mostly a shooter?
No, it's not a shooter.
It's not a shooter.
There's no shooting.
It's not a shooter.
It's not a toy.
Is it a detective game?
No.
Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Is it a strategy game?
No.
Is it a board game?
No. Listen, can you focus on the vehicle? Focus on the vehicle. You'll figure it out.
Does it have wheels?
No.
Does it hover?
No.
It doesn't have wheels. Doesn't hover. Is it racing?
No.
It doesn't fly. Is it in water?
Yes.
Oh, is it by Servios?
No.
It's not Battle Wake because it's not by Servios. Is it? Was there a phone app for the? Is it pirate themed?
No. Pirate
Okay.
themed. What was the
pirate themed?
Keep going. Tell me later.
Is it a mech? A giant mech?
No.
Is it a science fiction vehicle?
How are you getting further away from it? No.
Is it okay? It's a boat. Is it a boat?
Are you in Canada? What is it about? Yes, it's a boat. It's a boat. It's a boat.
It's a boat. How much time do I have left?
I don't know. I can't see the screen.
No.
36 seconds. 36 seconds.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay. Okay. It's in a boat. Can you die in this game?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, is it a fishing game?
Yes.
Oh, is it just you on a lake by yourself
Yes.
in the wilderness? Did this developer go crazy and travel into the woods and
We have no
disappear
idea.
forever?
We have no idea what happened to him. You got 5 seconds. Answer.
Is it catch or release, Brian?
AJ, coming out in the year of our Lord 2018, August 27, 2018, from Metric Minds. And yes, Stephen, is it Stephen
Everybody-
Garber? Jason Garber. Jason, I always
Jason
say Steve.
Garber.
It's catch and fucking release. Why isn't this on PSVR 2 yet? Yeah, we have no idea what happened to Jason Garber.
I don't know, but it should have been on PSVR 2 and it should have gotten a sequel as well.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful,
dude,
beautiful game.
everybody was screaming at me in the chat saying fishing game. I think I see Looper
I love that. Yeah,
called
Looper
it,
was the
but I actually
Looper was the first one I saw.
I think I saw Awesome Tatum's is a fishing game.
Maybe. I just love that you went from is it a boat to are you in a mech?
What's that? Well, that's because everyone was asking mech, and I was like, is it mech? Yeah, I don't know. I was trying, yeah, sci-fi. Okay, not Stardust Odyssey because we've covered that one before. What was that semi-multiplayer? It was like a cartoony, comedic pirate game, and there was like a phone app that you could use with it, and it was like kind of multiplayer. It came out at the same time as Firewall and like Tetris and like a bunch of other games. It got completely drowned out, and it was like, you know what I'm talking about? It was a racing.
It was racing.
It was like a racing game.
I remember there being a pirate themed game where you command like this gigantic boat, right? And you're flying, but you're flying through the air.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a game that looked and played like a multiplayer game, but was actually single player. That's the game that I have in my head, but I don't remember
That's what I'm
the phone
thinking
app. What's the phone app?
It keeps saying Awesome Tatum keeps saying 7 Seas. I don't think it was called 7 Seas.
No.
Somebody will figure it out. There was like a phone app that you could use to do something. I think it was like co-op. It was either co-op or I don't know.
So I guarantee you Looper knows the answer to this question. I should just
phone app mechanic. And it wasn't Stardust Odyssey. It wasn't Battle Wake.
I remember Heroes of the Seven Seas. That was just kind of walk around or teleport around.
But it was the sci-fi cartoony floating pirate boat thing. That would have been a good question.
It would have been a great question, but no, we wouldn't be able to get the name of it. We'd be like,
nobody would be able to get it.
No, Battle Wake was the Servios one. Shoot. No, Covert is the spy one, Nick. But you're right, that had a phone app. This is gonna drive me crazy. We can't end
without finding the answer here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through my reviews on PSVR1. I did 360 reviews of PSVR1 games. Wow. How is this channel still happening?
Wow, nobody really knows this yet.
I'm just curious to know if the one I'm describing is actually the one you're thinking of. It was a good game, but like no one played it, probably because it came out right when Firewall came out. Keep an eye on the chat, so if I can stop looking.
Bow to Blood, Spooky
Bow
Yuki.
To Blood. That's it.
Spooky Yuki said bow something. That's all I needed. Bow to Blood.
Oh my god, hold on.
Thank you, Yuki.
I'm bringing this up because I really enjoyed Bow to Blood. I don't even have a trailer of it. That's insane to me. Hold on, I can find a trailer of it really fast. Bow to Blood VR trailer. Yeah, on the official PlayStation Store and everything, or the official PlayStation YouTube channel. Bow to Blood.
Game had one big problem. It was so boring.
What?
I did not like this game.
Oh man. Yeah, so hold on, we're gonna go full screen with this. I really enjoyed this.
This game came out the same day as I think it was Firewall and Transpose and like Tetris, and Astrobot just came out. It's just like this was one of those that just got absolutely drowned, and nobody played it.
No, but it was good. Like it was amazing. Is this the stuff that you were doing to control this giant pirate floating ship it felt really cool to be controlling this massive thing that's like flying through the air. And I don't even remember exactly how it played. I remember like it was obviously competitive and but against bots, and then it made you think, oh, that's right. Oh my God, it had this whole system where you like could team up with some people or like form alliances with people or turn your back on people that you formed alliances with and become a traitor. it was fairly deep for what it was. I remember this being really good.
Well, Dan Kiefer boozed me and said he liked it, which
It was
is
great.
fine.
Yeah. I forget. I definitely had a problem with it. I forget what the problem was. I have to go back and watch my review. But overall, really enjoyed it. It was good stuff, and it should have gotten more attention. And I hope that these developers are still around, and maybe we can get it on PSVR2 someday. We probably won't.
I played it for like 20 minutes, and I just never played it again.
Oh, you played it for 20 minutes and then never played it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't. Yeah. But
all right.
I mean,
well, that explains why you didn't really get into it, because you didn't give it enough time, right? I think that's
I probably
my
played
problem.
a little bit more than that, but but I didn't play it that much.
I mean,
I wasn't feeling it.
there's only so much time in the day, Jay. We can't spend 10 hours with every single game that comes along. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but apparently we can spend 2 hours doing a GAMESCAST, Brian.
I say we go for 3. You want to start a top 25 debate?
Hitman.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate everybody that helps us out over here on Without Parole. All the mods are making my life easier each and every day. Over here and over on our Discord, remember, come join the best community there is for VR gamers. That's over on our Discord. Click the link in the description below. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel financially, no matter where it is, whether it's tipping here or being part of our Patreon or a member on YouTube. It means so very much to us. But even if you don't support us financially, we're just happy that you're here. We're happy that you're part of our community. Happy that you're hanging out, shooting the shit during the shows, hanging back, participating in 20 questions, or maybe you're one of those people who sits back, watches the show, and doesn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. We love you just as much.
Kill the motherfucking cat, Brian, because I will say see you guys on Wednesday to Silver Nexus right on time. Says take care, be merry, and game on. Game Cats. Spooky Yuki, thank you so much for helping me figure that out, helping us all figure that out, because we know that would keep us on the air for another hour. Zek Lightning says, am I the only one here who still plays Minecraft in VR? I don't. You might be the only person that can play Minecraft in VR, sir.
Yeah, they updated that like last week. Can't do it anymore.
Just a PSVR 2 enthusiast says, start Wednesday stream right now instead of in 2 days, please. Excuse me. Wow. Oh my God.
Bless you.
Mad Vegan says, wish listed it. He wish listed. He wished the
Bout of blood.
blood.
All right.
They're gonna be like, oh yeah, maybe that'll work. Maybe, do you think that would work? We just start wish listing PSVR 1 games. We have a new strategy, guys. We gotta remember, Mad Vegan came up with this. Staff and Stuff says, I want Galactic Catch on PSVR 2. Me too, buddy. Spooky Yuki, thank you so much. Said Battle Blood needed a PvP mode.
Sure.
Shades of Grey Matter hasn't heard of this. Dan Kiefer. Wait, hold on. Game Cat Behemoth says this game sucks on the Nintendo Switch. So there it is, Dan Kiefer.
There's a flat screen version of it. Why would you ever want to play this on the flat screen?
I don't know.
Wow.
Kevin Russ, thank you so much, man. Shades of Grey Matter. Regos Pantaleon says woof woof. I mean meow. Ace Gamer Cat Salvador, peace out, homie. Prozac 380 says I just want a rock rhythm game where I can catch all the virtual panties tossed at me by the board Housewife.
I didn't like your woof woof. Can we get a better woof woof?
Woof woof.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Okay.
Good stuff. All right, you guys. Good night. We love you all.
Meow.
Woof.